Hey guys, it's Brendan Borman back for our 270 video. Tonight is a special treat. We are welcoming in for a surprise impromptu video. Rick Whitmar, how's it going, man?
Yeah, very impromptu, but I was glad glad we got time, glad to catch up a little bit. So glad we're able to
Yes,
do
so
this.
it is Tuesday, August 24th, and this is our August rankings update for your leaderboard rankings. So I know we've had a couple life updates and some things that are going to happen. I just talked about it in a recent video, but I am starting some history classes at the college level. I'm going to be a teacher next year, so I'm going to be extremely busy. Lots of 270 stuff going on, and I know you really wanted to get this video out because you've also got some stuff coming down your pipeline.
Yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, more about it. Actually, let me just get out of the way right now. But essentially, I'm going to be pretty quiet for the next few months. I'll probably still update it. I do have a website that'll update it more. But this will drop this video, and then we're going to wait the next couple months until December, and then we'll have an official, player of the year kind of thing. Since my rankings have been going since January of this year, so we have a whole 12 months of 270 games, and it'll be fun to see who knocks that out, especially because it's getting kind of close to the top, as we'll see a little bit later in this video.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I might sweet talk you into an October video.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can do it solo if you trust me with your rankings since
of
uh
course.
but no, we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I'm glad to have you in, and it's about 11 o'clock here, so about 9 o'clock your time. Not too late, but
Brendan's grinding, guys. You gotta get hit the like button for Brendan's grind,
there
like
you
for
go.
real.
All the good boys and girls have gone to bed, so we'll catch you guys in the morning when you watch it, when you put this video up.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to rank 25 players. Again, the leaderboard, as we get more and more games in, these scores, some people are going to go up. You're probably going to see myself go down. Haven't had the best
Me too. Me
kind
too.
of swing lately, but that's okay. This is an accurate representation of kind of what's going on in the lounge. And there are some notable tournaments going on, like the ATP, the King of the Hill tournament, some of these Olympic tournaments that are going on that have made an impact. Just a quick asterisk that not all the games and all the tournaments have been recorded. And so as the commissioners give more and more data to Rick will get that in the system and that will update. Fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say like everybody be patient. I think the people who run tournaments in the lounge are do a lot of really great work, and it's their free time that they're working with. So I know you guys want your matches in, but especially with a lot of the leagues, it takes a lot of time to record it and it takes a lot of time to put it in. So just it's okay to ask your tournament heads to send me matches and stuff like that, but don't be over the top per se.
For sure. Over the top indeed. And speaking over the top, let's start at the top. Let's start at number 25. I'll have Rick share his screen
Yeah,
here.
so we'll do things a little bit differently this time. I'm just going to share 10 through 25 and we can talk about some notable names. A lot of people, in my opinion, haven't really let's see. Hopefully that's the right. Yeah, it should be the right scene. So some people haven't really changed. We can talk about some of the people that really have in a second. So you're looking at 10 through 25. We don't have to start at 25 because I think Micah was in the same spot, or no, he wasn't in the same spot, but he was very similar last time. So what names pop out to you, Brendan, from this 10 to 25 range?
Well, I'm gonna go off of the biggest flames, stay in the flames. We've got Nicholas Hong, who actually did beat me. It's not even recorded yet, probably, but in the NHL, we played a match in Chad Harris's league, and Nicholas surprised me a little bit. He did really well in the Target 270 tournament. I did get some redemption there. I beat him in that, but he's a pretty fearless player. He's not afraid to one pip, take some big risks, but whenever you've never played someone like that before, it definitely caught me off guard. But Nicholas can hang with the big dogs. He's moved up 52 spots. That's pretty impressive. I see Richard Gadd moved up. I always root for Richard Gadd. And some other names here. Colton Conroy is absolutely he went on a run. I don't know if it was like last week or maybe the week before, but he beat like Troy, Javier, Sapun, just like big names, boom, 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 in this group chat I was in. And Although Colton's never gotten me before, my time is coming. So I did spend $90 on him in an auction tournament that Khalil ran, and he might be our only player remaining. I'm not sure. So Colton, a shout to him, and then Siraj Thomas, all the way up to 11. Kudos, Siraj definitely is, I would say, sometimes overlooked. I know he used to be known as the Tossin Slayer, but he can beat just about anybody. So some cool names moving up. What about you? What jumps out to you?
Yeah, one thing with Siraj that he won his Flash VP4 and he had to beat a bunch of good names to win that, and that's a great tournament just because it requires a little bit of creativity along with, of course, great game sense. Yeah, I mean the same names. I think the guys that I mentioned are like Alex Keith and Connor Shanahan. Connor mentioned, well, where is he? Is Connor Shanahan on here?
Oh no, I don't see him. But
Oh,
the
oh well,
bald bandit.
yeah, the bald bandit. Where did he go?
Where'd he go? Do you fall off?
Oh,
Or
if he fell down, damn. Well, I was gonna say something really nice about him, but
well, I'll
he's still
say
doing well. He's at 29, so he's still doing quite well.
yeah, he's done really well. And I know in that same tournament I referenced earlier, he beat one of my teammates in a really close match. And then I just watched a stream there night versus Hasib Muhammad, and Connor had Hasib in a tough spot before a clash in the Old South, kind of swimming back to Hasib. But yeah, that's the thing with all these names. There isn't a name on here that couldn't take down somebody else.
No,
Which
that's
we've
why it's so
said that
tough at the top.
we've
Yeah.
said that for months, and even some of the guys who are cooling down a little bit, Zach Algaze, when you're up at what was he, 6-7 last month?
Yeah.
It's tough, tough to stay there. And Sapun at 24, big names on this list. So kudos. And it's good to see George Fry back in action. George made a deep run in the roundtable tournament.
Yep.
And so I think if he starts playing some matches, I think George could make a way back into the top 10.
Yeah, what's funny with like George, and you could say for Supun too, is like once you just get to this height, like it was funny because I was going to the roundtable right before this and plugging in the matches, and George beat some big names, but then and then I was like, oh, he dropped a spot, and just because the losses when you're at this height hurt so much, just because you're expected to win against everybody that's not on your level or above you. So the losses hurt a lot more than some of the wins do, and we'll talk about that a lot with some of the people more up on the list. But I was like, wow, he dropped a spot after this roundtable run. So anyway, food for thought. Yep.
Awesome. And then you came in at number 10. So good job.
Yeah. I mean, you and me are both descending the list, which I think is a trend that will continue. But I think we're both okay with that. I think we're both kind of like our roles right now. And yeah, like I said, I mean, you're going to be up. I know at least 2 more spots because we talked about a mistake that happened before. But yeah, I mean, I think with a lot of these leagues that Chad Harris hasn't sent me any of his leagues yet, which is okay. Those leagues take forever and none of them have finished. Some of these people are going to get a lot more matches in and then are going to progress, especially guys like I know Zach's still in it. And I don't know who else is in the playoffs still, but yeah, those names will get some.
James Bandelin, he's made some deep runs. I mean, he's knocked off some. He could go higher. Yeah, Raymond Baroy, same thing. So yeah, it's going to be super interesting, and the more data, just the more accurate it'll be. So keep playing those games. # play more games. That's someone's motto. I think it's Dustin Downey, the college football, which will be coming soon. So sign up for that one. But I'm curious. Let's see this top 10.
Yeah. One last quick shout out to Noah Bieber and Alex Keith. I think along with Colton, we kind of knew these guys were right there, but they hadn't quite showed up on a lot of people or my list or anybody else's list. And if you don't know those names, you should by now. So let's do top 5. Or not top 5, 6 through 10, excuse me.
Wow, we got some big names here. Okay, so Khalil is at 9. I must have mentally not realized Khalil fell down because to me, Khalil was really high. So if he's gaining 10 spots, that means he was 19. What made Khalil fall down? Did he lose some matches at some point?
I don't know. I mean, it must have been the matches between June and April when we did the videos and did the updates. But yeah, I mean, good runs recently. I think I can only assume it's from the Olympic stuff, because I think he's been doing well in that. But yeah, it actually looks like I messed this stuff up because Troy was at 25, so he's up 19 spots. And Scott's right. So I must have just messed up Troy. But the big surprise from this 6 through 10 spot is Troy. Troy is up huge after winning a couple King of the Hill stuff. And I mean, I'm just glad to have him back and have him playing a few more games. But man, like he's been on quite the run recently.
Troy's a beast, man. And all you do is kind of give him a little fuel for his fire, and it pays off. So shout out to Nicholas Sloan, who probably is not on this list. I don't think he's in the top 5. And he's somewhat semi-retired also from the game. But
he's at 31, by the way. 31.
He created this King of the Hill tournament, and then it ran, and Hasib won. Like he went like 10-0 and just dominated. Yeah. And from that point on, he left the group chat. Nicholas did. It was his deal. And then from there, it's just kind of morphed into this tournament that's ongoing. A little bit of trash talking, actually a lot of trash talking.
A little too much, yeah.
A little too much for some people's blood, but it's really competitive, and it's brought out some mano-a-mano big games. And so those big, high-ranking games have a big impact on your rankings. So Khalil at 9, that jumps out. Javier an 8. I know Javier, made it to the RHL White House finals, where he did lose to Eric York, and maybe a win there might have had an impact. But yeah, that's still good to be top 10. And then Scott Etchecherry, definitely, I would say under the radar for most players, is big fish, and he's cracked himself into the top 7. Have you ever played Scott before?
I haven't played Scott in a long time, but I'm very happy that we get to do this process and we get to talk about guys like Scott, because I don't think Scott and maybe somebody guys that we'll talk at the 1 through 5 spot, he wouldn't get enough credit, and they're just some good wins. Like I think he beat Eric recently, and just a good player overall. So yeah.
Yep. Kudos to you, Scott. Bing. And then of course we talked about Troy Moore. So the top 5. You made this list. I'm trying to mentally kind of think. I've got about 3 names. I'm trying to think who the 4th.
So talk it out. Who are the names?
So obviously we've got Eric York, we've got Hasib, we've got Scott, we've got Chris Lastinggert on the list. And then I'm kind of at a loss of who would maybe be 4 and 5.
They are 4 and 5. You got that right. Okay. One of them is one of our international players in the RHL.
Okay.
And the other one won the RHL Congress.
Okay. That should be good enough clues for me. I think I definitely know who they are, but do you want to go ahead and reveal? So those of you who are guessing at home. Yes.
So big surprises at the top. What jumps out to you here, Brendan?
Well, so Bart, I did know Bart was on an absolute tear. I don't know if all of his games have been in there, because he has had a couple losses coming down the pipeline, but up 20 spots. Bart Childers. I'm
surprised. See, this is not correct. That was supposed to be Troy.
Okay, that's right.
That was the issue. So Bart is up. Hold on. Bart's probably up 2.
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah, Bart has been in the top 10.
Oh no, Bart is down 1.
Bart's down 1.
But the rest of that,
first, we'll go with it.
Oh, and this is wrong. Oh, I made a mistake, but that's what happens when you do things when you're rushing through things. That's my fault. So that's
No.
that is now correct. There we go.
There we go. So we've got Chris Lastinggert all the way up at number 1. That surprises me. It does surprise me. I would have thought Eric or Hasib, but Lastingert's been so consistent in the ATP tournament. So consistent.
Yep.
And Eric, while he, in my view, right now is the most overall consistent player in the lounge, he's also had some losses that probably have affected him as well. Hasib, he's been dominant. He's had a couple early losses, but he makes deep runs. And then I do notice that Jason Casey is not on this list. There are several people who are not on this list who maybe for whatever reason aren't. I'm trying to think who else Guillermo we've talked about in past.
Yep.
Shows.
Yeah, so I can just jump in here and say, yeah, I mean, there are players that are retired that are also not on this list. So Jason's out for behavioral reasons. And then players that retired, which is by my definition is anybody that hasn't played in 3 months, also don't make the list. So Guillermo is at 17-ish and Marcus Amendola is about at 20-ish, but they get taken out of the list and then people get moved up because they've been playing games. And yeah, it's just to highlight those that are still around in the community. I think we could continue to talk about them because we could, but
Sure.
I think I'd rather highlight names
They're doing well for sure.
Yeah, they're still playing.
I love to talk. I love to make excuses just to talk about Marcus Amendola. He's one of my favorite guys. But yeah, just some shout out to Jason. He did win the round table tournament. But some things are more important than other things. This is just a ranking, and if you want to be part of this, you might want to follow whatever rules are in place. So.
Well, I just get kind of tired. I mean, I understand that he thinks he's the best player, but I think the constant need to put other people down is, to speak lightly, it's just frustrating. So yeah,
sure.
I don't think he will be.
Yeah, and I've had my frustrations with numerous people in the lounge as well, and I try to be transparent whenever I'm in group chats, and I've left some group chats because it's gotten too
yeah
for me. I was asked to stream the roundtable final. I just couldn't do it. A, from a schedule standpoint, I didn't have time. And B, I just had no interest. It was just, George Fry's one of the nicest, but most competitive people in the league. And he was getting ripped to shreds. So I didn't want to be a part of that. But yeah, let's focus. I appreciate the reasoning, just touching on that. But let's focus on these top 5.
Yeah.
In your opinion, right now, this is what the leaderboard says.
Right.
Who would you not want to play if you didn't have to play one person out of these top 5 guys?
Well, while I stall and think about that, I was going to say that I was looking at some of the old results, and the top 5 is actually a lot about. I mean, Hasib was at a week ago was at 1670, and then he lost to Eric, and he lost to Troy. So it's more about Hasib dropping because Lastinggert just remained steady. He was still there at 60, and Eric's gained through our RHL finals and stuff. So who would I not want to see? I mean, the people that I've struggled the most with in the lounge are Hasib and Eric. So I would, it doesn't really matter between those two for me. I think those guys, it just feels like I'm hitting a brick wall over and over again. It's just, I can't get anything past them, and they're, yeah, so that would be my answer.
Yeah, I think any of them are good answers to not want to play.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about Conrad for just a bit because I feel like he always goes underneath the radar. We talk about Bart being underrated, but I feel like Bart is at least a household name. Conrad at 1598, just to put that into perspective, that is a full, let's just look at you, for example. That's a full 100 points more from you. For me, it's probably 200 points. Like a match
150, but
150, yeah. That's a lot of points. That's significant, for perspective, like, do you have how many names does your list go down to?
I have 250 names.
So like what's like number like 50 or 100? Some like how many total points is that?
Number 50 is Tyler Barola, and that's 1289.
1289. Okay. And then 100. Sorry, putting you on the spot here.
I don't know. I mean, I tend not to put too
Numbers.
much emphasis on the people that are past 100 because they're around 1200 and everybody starts at 1200.
Okay.
So that's like the break even level.
Gotcha. So 12. So yeah. So 1289 at 50, just to kind of as a little bit of a perspective. So
Right.
pretty good. And then of course Bart won your inaugural 270 leaderboard tournament. So that's kind of pretty cool that he's maintained that level of success. We look forward to December and doing that
Yeah.
player of the year type thing. So very cool.
Yeah, and Bart went on a tear, I think earlier in the year. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, I mean, just maintained it. And the same thing with Conrad. Like Conrad hasn't played a ton of games since winning the RHL Congress, but just maintain that level of play. And like I said, you have to probably win. I don't know. I mean, it's obviously different. It's gain different amounts per the level of your opponent, but you probably have to win 6, 7, 8 matches if you lose 1 or 2 to stay at a certain level. So that's just food for thought, for example.
Very cool. Well, I look forward to playing Conrad again. I'm lifetime 0-1 against Conrad. So, and honestly, I don't remember the circumstances, but it was something I did, and he even messaged me afterwards, like, "Are you trying something new?" I was like, "Yeah," and I didn't even know like I didn't know it was him based off of his username. I definitely would not have done that, but yeah, there aren't very many people who have a winning record against me. Conrad's one of them, but I look forward to playing him again sometime.
I think the last thing to wrap this out, besides because we've already gone over, like, well, I'm going to do a 270 player of the year at the end of December. Of these people through top 10, like, and I can scroll down if you want to. Like, do you want to quickly like create your own top 10? I thought that was fun last time, or top 5, whatever works for you.
Yeah. So put me on the spot here real fast. So
No, I mean, and I
that's
can
all
also
right.
stall for you if I need to.
Give me about 30 seconds. And if you want to
Yep.
try to give a quick promo of why someone should subscribe to this channel.
Well, you got, I mean, the reason to subscribe to Brendan's channel is frankly pretty simple. There's no other way to learn about 270 strategies, on your own time besides going to his channel. So I highly recommend, if you want to learn about 270, going through the Old South, the swing states, and those are the most relevant right now. And anything on national groups, if you can listen to Eric York on national groups, that would be awesome. I also highly recommend, it was a long time ago, but Brendan and I did a video on democratic strategy and did one with Daniel Smith as well. That covered a lot of general ground. So yeah, the reason you want to sub to Brendan Form is because it's the happening place for 270, and especially for beginners. Like, you really want to learn strategy. Brendan's basically got it. So yeah, I also want to say that I recently created a website. It's through Weebly. It's like the new leaderboard.weebly.com. Until we do more updates, I'll just update that website and not do images in the lounge. So if you want to keep up to track, just click on that and it should give you an update real quick. So yeah,
Awesome.
That's what I got so far.
So I'm not going to do a top 5. I'm not going to do a top 10. I'm going to do a top 7.
Okay. That makes sense.
And I'm gonna just to phrase this in the best way I can. Obviously, this is very scientific. This is not.
Yep.
This I just wrote on a piece of paper is not.
And you had about 2 minutes of time to do it. So
I'm treating this like a college football, like, what have you done for me lately? Ranking, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know everything about what's happened with every tournament. So disclaimer. But I feel like these 7 people right now deserve to be in the upper echelon tier of
the S tier.
The S tier of what's happening in the lounge. So I have Khalil at number 7.
Okay, that's surprising for me.
You think you thought he'd be higher, or
I thought I wouldn't be on it, but I mean, Khalil's a good player for sure.
Okay,
Khalil's beat me plenty of times.
And Khalil's someone who I think is very, very, very evenly matched with myself. He and I are very, very similar players, similar tendencies. And while we joke about our history with Survivor, like I have
Oh
nothing,
my
I
gosh.
have nothing but respect for Khalil. But Khalil lately has come up with some big games that I want to recognize some of his victories. So I would have Khalil at 7. 6 and 5, I could really flip a coin, but I am going to go with Bart at number 6. So a little bit one spot lower than he is on your rankings. Maybe I think every time I see Bart play on a stream, he doesn't win, but he wins like 15 times behind the scenes and he does really well. But I think that Bart is number 6. And then at number 5, I know he's on your list, but I have Jason Casey on this list. And when it comes to strategies and being, a really good player, you could argue Jason could be number 1. But right now, I would have just his overall body of work, Jason number 5, and then the tier of Eric, Troy, Lastinggert, and Hasib. Like to me, that's the 4, and then you could maybe lump Jason in that. But I think going from 1 to 4, I think I would go Eric 1. I think I have to go Hasib 2, Lastinggert 3, and Troy 4. But like, it's so close, and even Jason 5. Like to me, those are the top 5. I really wanted to include Khalil and Bart because I think they deserve to be recognized with those 7. So that's my group.
That's a good group. I mean, at this point, like what I'm very excited for in the next few months, if we do another update, you'll see it. And obviously in December when I plan on doing a big, announcement. But like Chris is 1 win away from Eric, or Eric's 1 win away from Chris, and Hasib is 1 win away from Eric. So in a matter of matches, this could change pretty dramatically, and it's all about who's going to do well in the next month. We've got college football coming up, and we have all of Chad Harris's leagues.
And Jason's
here,
20.
so.
Jason's like 24-2 in the hockey league.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who's not on this list, who is on fire in that league, is Jeff Ray. Jeff Ray.
Really?
Yeah, Jeff Ray is like, he was undefeated, like 15-0 or something.
Well, it's really going to help Jeff. Yeah, I don't know where he is, but he's been on this list plenty of times before. Just didn't make it this time.
Yep. So Jeff is someone that is also kind of forgotten sometimes when he's just kind of like, oh yeah, and then Jeff Ray, he's really good, and then moving on. But like he's pretty good. So, but yeah, I appreciate the comments. As far as my list, we talked about your leaderboard. Do you have any more go backs?
No, I mean, if you're looking for updates, site, and hopefully I'll post an image of this in the next few days. But yeah, I mean, look forward to the player of the year in December. That's all I say. And subscribe to Brendan. Obviously, that should be your number 1 priority. There
you go. Well, and I appreciate everyone who has. We did get monetized. I'm sorry for some of the ads, but it does, I wouldn't say keep the light on.
Apologize for the ads. It makes you pennies. You're making now.
So I'll give you a guess here. I've been monetized for about 1 month and 1 week. Any guesses on how much?
Probably made 5 cents. Yeah.
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
So I'm up to $6.19.
Oh, that's better than I thought. Hey.
It's because my wife will watch the videos on replay.
Oh, nice. There you go.
So, but no, I appreciate it. And I know we're both going to be busy, but you're going to log these games. We're going to play more matches, and I look forward to making some more 270 content real soon. We've got Larry Edler coming to the game. Is there a 270 person that you want to see come soon?
Man, they're always very good about putting every relevant political figure in the game in my that is relevant to me. I'm more looking forward to some of the updated versions. So, like Kamala 2024 would be fun. DeSantis 2024. Is there DeSantis 2024?
We have that already. And
Okay, so see, they're already ahead of me, but stuff like that, like people who are going to be relevant in the next election should get that next upgraded version. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Well,
essentially.
wait till you see the Stone 2024.
Oh, okay.
That's coming down the pipeline. Probably not for a little bit, but one candidate that I know you'll be interested to see is an updated version of Barack Obama.
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of talk about him before they produce some of these other newer guys. So we'll see.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching. And until next time, this is Brendan Borman and Rick. Send us out.
Make sure everybody subscribes to 270 videos. Thanks for watching.
All right. Bye. Sounds good. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Thank you.